This video was produced by an accredited member of the Australian Video Producers Association.
What's it say?
What are you talking about?
Tell us what it reads. Both great in history.
Tell us what it reads. Leading discipline. Pull the right in, boys.
Yeah. That's what.
What's the time?
Come on today.
Today, boys, we're not losing today, boys. Everyone has a job. Let's go, boys. Everyone, let's go.
Come on, everybody.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Get in tight. Get in tight. 100% all day. Come on.
Hold on, Smack.
Next one, Arky.
Go. Yeah, Drew. David, do you want to try Tony? And just let him just go straight in.
Hey, Macca. Do it for the family, mate.
Next man. Get further. Gentlemen, line up, please. Just line up, please. From the up line, straight line here, thanks.
You should draw it up.
Okay, welcome to the 2000 Club 18 Grand Final between Rupertswood and Therry from Elstonwick Park. Commentators for today will be Gary Plummer and Ron Ferguson. Got a fine day, Ronnie, and let's hope we can take it off in our inaugural season.
Yeah, sort of weather conditions that should suit the Rupertswood guys, Gary, with younger leagues. The temperature may play a bit of a part in come the tight last quarter.
Okay, game started. Knocked out by Penner. Quick kick forward by Therry, marked at half back, sorry, handball out. Kick to the wing. Zanetti competing there. Paul Sinnott in. Matty West in there. We'll have a ball up there on the wing, Ronnie.
Just a typical start to a grand final, Gary. A few fumbles and nerves and blokes diving at the ball.
Ball up there on the wing. Steve Carmody coming in for Rupertswood. In the ruck there against Goodwin. Ball knocked out of bounds. Boundary throw in on the wing in front of the Social Club. Carmody in the ruck again, gets a knock. Knocks it forward. Picked up by Therry. Handball backwards there by Ward. Handball out by Therry, taken by Zanetti. Kicks forward, tackled high.
Yeah, a bit of a crude tackle there by young Matt West again. I think it's a bit of nerves at the occasion.
Yeah. Free kick coming back to Zanetti. Right on centre wing.
This is the guy that's been the key to Therry's performances against Rupertswood, Gary, over the last few weeks. And
yeah, he's been a good player. Ball handballed out by Sinnott over to Nathan Phillips. Kicks to the wing. Contest on the wing. Handball forward by Therry. Nathan Phillips attacking the ball again. Gets a kick to the wing. Over Alex head. Dave McDonald attacks the ball. Quick give. Taken by Andrew O'Callaghan. Kicks the ball towards half forward. Contest at half forward. Taken by Therry. Session of hand passes. Kick forward by Therry towards half forward.
yeah, that loose player, Gary, we've seen this happen a couple of times against Therry, and guys will need to be mindful of that.
Colf there. Handball comes out to Brett Sinnott. Quick kick towards half forward. Therry attacking the ball hard. Steve Carmody attempting to kick it off the ground as a fresh air. Handball, suspect handball for mine over the top by Therry. Brett Sinnott getting a lot of the ball, kicking the ball in open space. Seen Dave McDonald, the task here, attacking the ball. Picked up at half back by Therry. Good smother by Alex Stock. Holds the ball in. Ball handball forward by Foxy. Taken by Alex Stock off Brett Moore. Kick down the ground, free kick down forward for Rupertswood. Going to Will Glenn. Is it Ronnie there in the pocket?
Yeah, Will Glenn, Gary. Alex Stock was put down after he disposed of the ball, and probably a bit of luck actually, because the leading player was missed by Alex. So this would be a handy opener for, especially for Will's confidence too.
Yeah, tight angle there in the forward pocket on the outer side. No breeze to contend with, so if he makes good contact, should be able to steer it through. Across the face of goal and through for a point. First score of the game. Rupertswood 1 point leading. Therry no score. 3 minutes into the first quarter.
It appears that Therry have gone in with Zanotti playing on the ball. How long that will last and whether he'll go back to centre half forward eventually.
Yeah, I see Mark O'Reilly following him around there here at the kick out. The kick in by Therry, going straight down the ground. There was a nest of Therry blokes in the centre. Mark's taken, ball's handballed out. Kick forward by Therry. Over the back, Mark is dropped.
He just wondered
Taken
whether
by
the
Mick
Rupertswood
Mezzett.
guys got caught with the 45 then, Gary, thinking that they had it covered.
Yeah, good
That's,
good disposal by Mick Mezzett to Matty O'Callaghan. Handball over to Matty West. Kicks the ball in hot spot at half forward. Dave McDonald in good position, unfortunately drops the mark. Brett Sinnott again in everything early, kicking the ball wide out towards Brett Moore. Plenty of time, picks up the ball, kicks short, and
That's
finds
nice
his target. Dave Fox is it there in the forward pocket, Ronnie.
Well, let's hope that, that's Lucas Plummer, actually. It's the tool.
It is so.
It's
I don't
the
even
tool.
know what my own son looks like. Anyway, Lucas.
Some
lining
people
up in the
refer to
forward
him
pocket.
as the mascot as well, Gary. But for those that don't know, he's called the tool because of the surname and nothing else.
Hang on. That's not Dave Fox. Hey, there he kicks the ball into full forward and it's forced through for a behind. And I'm right and you're wrong, it was Foxy.
The Fox and Hounds, was it?
It was so, because I saw Lucas in the goal square. So it was Foxy. Kicked our second point. 2 points to no score. Kick out again, Therry going straight up the centre again. Dave McDonald in there, but contest, punches the ball forward, discipline. Therry in, handball comes out. Another give by Therry. Quick chip forward. Ball taken by Swarter. Handball out. Dave McDonald in there again. Taken by Brett Sennett again. Quick give to Matty West. Back to Brett Sennett. The old 1-2. Kicking the ball in towards full forward. Looking for Stewie Gallis. Tacks the ball hard. Good pick up by Matty O.C. on the half volley. Kicking towards goal. That's the first one of hopefully many today, Ronnie.
Well, you can just see what's happening here, Gary. At this stage, Therry are just going for the long kick and prop type game, and Rupertswood have signalled already that they're prepared to run and share the ball around, and certainly that's the thing that Tony West spoke before the game, that everyone's got a part to play.
Yeah, Matty O.C. will be a key player for us on a fine day like today if he can get that run going from the wing. Anyway, at the nearly the 6-minute mark, the first quarter, Rupertswood 1-2, leading Therry no score. Ball up at the centre, free kick to Rupertswood. Someone in the square, I think. Steve Carmody feeding the ball out. Mark O'Reilly coming off half back, kicking the ball half forward. Will Glenn attacking it. Good contest, comes to the front. Will following up his own ball. Handball, no, goes to handball, changed his mind. Kicks to full forward. Probably not the right option there, and through for 1 point. At least all the attacking's happening in Rupertswood's end, Ronnie.
Yes, Gary, the other thing too that it hasn't occurred as yet, having the ball on what we would call the attacking side of the ground, the side that we're commentating on. However, you can only have it down your forward line.
Too true, just waiting for the kick out. This time Therry going wide to the outer side. Oh, chipping in there, looking out there for Pinner. Yeah, Pinner from Therry. Good contest there, kicks the ball to the wing, taken by Therry. Kicking towards centre half forward, looking there for Bowden, over the back, good mark by Paul, centred at the back. Sees a loose player on the wing is Matty West. Matty West marks, kicking the ball towards centre half forward. Will Glenn in front, can't mark. Therry backing up, pressure on the ball carrier's been very good. Great tackle by Lucas Plummer at half forward, holding the ball in. Looking to move the ball quickly, sees Stewie Gallis on a lead, kicks up, almost marks it. Good contest there. Therry front and square to the contest, ball's chipped out to the wing, marked by Ward, chips the ball towards the wing. Mark Swartz attacking the ball for Rupertswood. Good contest
Very good
there.
contest
There with Goodwin from Therry, and a ball up between wing and half forward for Rupertswood on the member side of the ground. Boundary throw in, Pinner and Carmi. Ball's knocked down. Swartz roving the front of the pack, kick to half forward. Good mark by Dave Fox. Good mark by Foxy, trying to get back quickly, get the ball on the forward line.
Can he kick it from there, Gary? That is a true 45. I think that's probably about his distance.
Yeah, if he gets onto it, Ronnie, he'll give it a bit of a show. I think he's looking like he's having a shot for mine.
We're right behind the ball here. So
good off the boot.
It's just faded to the left.
Okay, 1-4-10 after 8.5 minutes. 1-4-10, and Therry yet to trouble the scorer.
We'll just see whether what happens different on this kick out, Gary. We've had 2 long and 1 short so far. We've gone short again. So Therry are prepared to mix up the kick-ins.
Yeah, mark taken there by Eggleston. Kicked the ball to the centre ground. Steve Carmody drifting across the front of the pack, marking. Plenty of options ahead of him. Taking his time. Stewie Gallis, I think, is his option on a lead. Stewie getting to the front. Oh, at the back, Will Glenn almost. Cop one high. Therry mopping up again at the back. Kick over out towards the wing. Matty O.C. but stays in the van. Can't keep it in. And a boundary throw in through half forward for Rupertswood, doing all their tacking at this stage of the game. Boundary throw in, Steve Carmody arriving late. Knocked out by Pinner. Taken by Matty O.C. on the left foot, chipping in. Lucas can't control it. Ball taken then, kicked forward by Carter. Andrew O'Callaghan sitting under it on the wing, marks. Feeds the ball off to Mark O'Reilly. Goes inboard, looking for Will Glenn. Free kick, I'd say, there to Therry. Too high in the tackle. Free kick there to O'Carney.
You can see that the Rupertswood players are prepared to look for Will Glenn and to Stuart Gallis. They're presenting themselves well, Gary, and look like they're going to cause Therry a little bit of trouble down there.
They are, yeah. Kick there by Crotty. Therry coach out to the ball, comes back to Crotty. Feeds a handball forward. 2 Therry players out there on the own. Should pick up. Feeds the handball out. Oh, good running down from behind there by Andrew O'Callaghan. chip forward, Matty O.C. in good position. He's on fire, Matty O.C. Ronnie marks the
he's
ball.
been the player of the
Kick the
finals
ball
for
out to
Rupertswood
Foxy.
so far,
Foxy
Gary.
marks. Foxy marks at half forward. Too far out this time. Calling Stewie Gallus in. Sits it on top of his head, unfortunately. No one front of the contest there. Dave McDonald attacking the ball hard. Comes back out towards Foxy. Therry takes them on. Bit lucky there. They're under pressure in the back line. Therry. Ball coming towards the wing. Matty West attacking the ball there with Goodwin. Taken by West. Takes them on. Little give to Alex Stock on the left foot. Quick kick.
Well, I wouldn't have called that 10 metres, would you, Gary?
9.5 for mine, Ronnie. Ball was marked there by Van Engelen for Therry. Kicks the ball to the wing. Steve Carmody in good position. Good contest. Out to Alex Stock. Goes inboard. Back to Mark O'Reilly. Someone on the centre is Andrew O'Callaghan. Spots him. Ooh, quick give out to Nathan Phillips. Running the ball well. Matty O.C. switched to the other side of the ground. Goes over his head, unfortunately. Butters up. Good assistance there from Brett Sinnott. Matty O.C. steps through, kicks into the forward line. Therry player trying to kick it off the ground. Rupertswood working hard to hold the ball in. Holding the ball in the forward line. Good work there. I just see over the ball there, Dave Fox giving the ball back to the umpire.
Would have thought for the amount of times that Ruperts would have been in the 50, I wouldn't be all that happy with the return so far, Gary. I would think that another goal.
There's a chance, ball's taken. The ball up. Brett sitting in there again, Ron, was it?
Yeah, Brett Sinnott was the player that slopped the ball in again.
He's seen a lot of the ball, Brett leading from the front. He's been terrific early. Yeah. Free kick going to Therry. And how they pick those, Ron. Free kick going there to Pinner. Ruckman for Therry right in the back pocket. Switches on the member side of the ground. Switch coming out to Carter, all by himself in the pocket. Lucas Plummer putting pressure on.
Good pressure by Lucas at that stage.
O'Carney on the overlap, sitting under a high ball and dropped it. And has handballed it over the line out of bounds. Good pressure there by the Rupertswood boys.
Yeah, that was the Nazi in Swartz coming in and applying that pressure that resulted in the ball staying in the forward line.
We might have a blood rule here. Ronnie O'Carney looks like he in that contest.
Skull Murphy looks like Gary, is it? Coming off the ground and
Lucas Plummer also.
And the tool in Lucas Plummer as well, being banished to the bench. See who's coming on here, Gary. Number one.
Biddleston coming on for Therry and Darren Zarb coming on for Rupertswood. Although looks like Lucas. No, he's going off. Lucas trying to stay on. Zarby's on.
Well, this could be interesting. This little bit of switch here, Gary. I think that it's a little bit of extra strength in the forward line. Darren Zarb.
Ball was kicked out there, kicked out by Vayner. High tackle.
Good tackle. It's high, but...
Free kick going to Bowden. Bowden from Therry, just right on the 50. Indecision there, ball going back to Bowden. This time he's looking towards the wing, kicking towards the wing. Alex Stock in the contest here. Two Therry players spoiling each other. Matty West getting a bit of the ball also, kicking the ball in towards full forwards. A player over the back. Foxy has marked the ball drifting over the back. And a good chance for Rupertswood's second goal here, Ronnie.
I don't think we've lost anything with our knowledge of the game, Gary. Both you and I saw that happening before Matt West kicked it.
That's called experience, Ron. We could see that for sure. Ball was carrying on the breeze, of which there is none. And Foxy has marked the ball.
Crucial kick this one, Gary, for, like I say, for the amount of time it's been in the Rupertswood 50. And I think he's converted. Yes, he has.
Yeah, the players like it, and it is a goal. So at the 14.5-minute mark in the first quarter, Rupertswood 2-4-16, and Therry yet to trouble the scorer. Lucas Plummer preparing to come back on. Cleaned up there with the blood rule. Ball's coming back to the centre. Rupertswood players in at the centre bounce. Brett Sinnott, Mark Swartz, Steve Carmody and Matty West in there at the centre. So they've got Zanetti still in on the ball there, Ron, in there with Ward.
Yes. Yeah.
And Pinner, as he's done on all occasions against Carmody, coming from the same side at the bounce and wins the knockout. Matty West mopping up at the back.
Again, that was the pre-game plan, Gary, with Matt West sweeping across the back for the centre knock-ons.
Oh, good tack on the body by Darren Zarb, and he has kicked a goal, if you don't mind, umpire.
Well, that was the we called that earlier when Darren Zarb came on, that he just will add a little bit of extra strength in the forward line, Gary, and it's actually paid dividends.
Yeah, excellent work on the body there by Zarb, cleaning up, and has kicked Rupertswood's third goal, and they've got out to a flyer here, Ronnie, 3-4-22, and Therry yet to score. So
a continuation of the last quarter from the preliminary final, Gary, when Rupertswood ran right over the top of old Ivanhoe, and they're carrying that form through this quarter at the moment.
Yeah, see Crotty in there centre urging his Therry teammates on around the bounce. Knocked out by Pinner. Contest in the centre. Comes out to Zanetti. Throwing the ball. Called a throw. And free kick going to Big Steve Carmody in the centre.
Well, this is the other thing too, that in the centre there, Rupertswood's won every contest in the centre at this stage, and it's down.
Marco Riley being cleaned up in the centre there by Pinner, getting to his feet, no damage done, and a free kick down the ground taken by McDonald, and Stewie Gallus over the back has taken an excellent mark, about 40 metres, probably only 35 out there, Ronnie.
Well, he was the only player from Rupertswood in the contest, and he actually provided a strong lead to come over the top of 3 Therry players. And again, it's something that Tony West spoke about on Thursday night. If they want to cheat, put the ball on top of their heads. And that's what happened in that case.
Done exactly that as marked. Odds on Stewie's kick for goal there, Fergie.
Well, about 2-1, Gary.
And you've got the money.
I've got the money, thank you very much.
4 goals for Rupertswood, 4-4-28. And Therry still yet to score. Almost 17 minutes gone in the first quarter. We couldn't have asked for a better score, better start, Ronnie. Everyone's involved, everyone's leading their opponent to the ball. And don't get too far ahead of ourselves, but we couldn't ask for a better start. 28 points to 0 at this stage.
Well, it's hard to imagine what Therry can do at this stage, Gary, because their game has revolved around their experience and their strength at the body, and I think the Rupertswood are matching that strength at the body, especially in the centre bounces.
They are Pinner and Carmody again, this time Pinner knocking over the top. Therry getting the ball forward. Seem to have players behind the contest. Matty McKenzie coming in hard there. Marco Riley in again. Ball handballed out again. I think it was Brett Sinnott again feeding the ball out. Nathan Phillips on the left foot, kicking into Lucas Plummer marking, feeds a handball out to Matty West. He'll go take the good shepherd by Lucas to give Matty a few metres. Matty West kicking in towards forward 2, and Stewie Gallus again marking strongly. 35 out. There's a player on in the goal square, Will Glenn, but I think Stewie's going to go back and
he
have
kicked
a
the
go at his
last one.
second.
He's going to have another confident shot and live up to the name of Plugger. He's had that nickname for a long time, Gary, or at least 2 minutes anyway, when I just thought to call him that.
Yeah, similar build. Anyway, see how he goes. Odds on this one, Ronnie?
Well, we'll back him in again, Gary, and I think we've got the money.
Oh, he's on song today. He's on song today, Stewie Gallus. And he kicks Rupertswood's 5th goal. Interchange happening there while that's happening there. Coming on for Therry is Murphy. And going off the ground is Van Edgeland. Rupertswood going to 5-4-34. Therry still yet to score.
And just watching Dave Mill, the team manager down there, Gary, he's still like a cat on a hot tin roof, strutting around and punching the air. And
backbone of the club, Dave Mill. He's been fantastic this year, Ronnie. Yeah, ball back in the centre.
He's actually going to run us a drink up, Gary. Have a look at this. Thanks, Dave.
Ball up in the centre. Carmody again, beaten to the knock by Pinner. Contest, Brett Sinnott in hard again, and free kick going this time to Therry. Free kick for over the top. Free kick going in the centre when he gets himself up. Free kick going there to Barron. Kicks the ball half on a good lead. Good lead there. Therry's first.
Bernard, Gary, is it?
Therry's first foray into the forward line, and a loose player just come onto the ground. I think that's Murphy who's just come on. Might have fooled us there. He's in the forward pocket, and a definite chance from about 40 metres for Therry's first score. Good kick in forward to him was by Kolf there from half forward. And Murphy lining up. Probably kick from about 40. It's nice off the boot. Just drifting left for 1 point. Therry's first score at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. Rupertswood leading 5-4-34. and Therry one behind.
Have you got the goal kick?
Ball's kicked in by Mezza, and good strong mark at half back by Pinner.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the play that Rupertswood would want from kick-ins there. Therry are fairly strong in the air, Gary, and I would have thought that we'd be better off looking for a leading player than kicking to attack situation.
Good tackling there, frees up Paul Sinnott, chips the ball to Dave Fox, goes inboard to Matty West. Matty West taking them on, breaks the tackle, kicking the ball in towards, bit of a mongrel kick off the boot. Therry can't mark, dropping the mark was O'Kearney, backs up well though, kicking the ball through the centre, in the centre of the ground, marked in the centre. Is that Murphy again, Ron?
Number 41, I thought that
41 was it, yeah. Handballing out.
Might have been Murphy, 44.
Chip the ball out towards Crotty on the wing. Crotty goes to the boundary. Kicking the ball towards half forward. Good contest over the back there by Paul Sinnott. Good pressure there on Colf, and the ball going out of bounds on sort of between wing and half forward for Therry.
A little bit disappointed in the effort of the Rupertswood forwards just before, Gary, when the Therry player was lying over the ball. No one actually grabbed hold of him, and eventually he was able to find his way out.
Ball kicked forward by Mark O'Reilly. Brett Sinnott unfortunately dropping the mark, goes in hard. Ball comes out to Crotty. Coming out to Crotty, kicks the ball half forward. Nathan Phillips standing his ground, but a good grab over the back. Good strong grab over the back. I think that's Ruckman Pinner, is it, Ron? 85.
Yes, it is, Gary.
And he's a definite chance. He's right in front, probably kicking from about 40 metres out. So got a good chance for Therry's first goal here at the almost the 21.5 minute mark.
They're into time on, Gary, and I wouldn't have thought there'd been that much time on.
By Pinner. That one looks good off the boot. And they like it, and that's their first goal. Therry just starting to get back in the game in the last 5 minutes or so, Ron. Just starting to settle down, which you would have thought they would have done a bit earlier, being a bit more experienced, but they're just starting to get in. Just feel they're just starting to get in the game a bit now.
Yeah, that goal came from a drop mark, and that's not blaming anyone in particular, but they're the little things that can let a side back into the game, and it's just the concentration at the end of a quarter, I think, has resulted in those two scores for Therry.
They ball up back in the centre, Carmody and Pinner again. We'll probably see this a bit during the day. Pinner just probably getting it over the top. Ball coming out to Goodwin. Contest in the centre. The umpire will ball it up. Steve Carmody in there over the top again. Goodwin and Matty OC in quickly off the wing there. Ball up. Boys coming the same side again. This time Carmody over the top towards Zarb. Knocking the ball out wide. Taken by Therry. High tackle. High tackle there. Free kick going to Therry.
Yeah, the tackle occurred as he was actually going to ground, and pretty bad luck there.
Ball's kicked forward by Barron.
The Therry of having to go wide, and then they bring the ball into centre half forward.
Contest just inside the centre square. Ball's knocked forward. Taken by O'Halloran from Therry, kicking the ball wide. Ball's handballed forward. O'Halloran in again. Handballing the ball out towards the boundary line. Contest, bit hard to pick him up way over there, Ronnie.
Yeah, we are a fair way from the action here, Gary.
The free kick going to Therry.
I thought that was out of bounds.
Kicks the ball in the hot spot at half forward. Matty West, I think, in front, is it? Taking the mark and playing on.
Again. He's been good this quarter, Gary. He's,
Dave McDonald unfortunately going to ground there in the contest. His Therry opponent in the van runs the ball out. Handballing forward to the wing. Kick forward to half forward. Matty McKenzie at the back. Pushing his opponent unfortunately under the ball and being nabbed by the umpire there. Free kick at half forward for Therry. Might be Goodwin pushed down there from the wing, kicking the ball in. Positioning himself in front courageously. Paul Sinnott in the hot spot has marked about 25 metres out. Paul Sinnott kicking the ball short into the centre, looking for Matty McKenzie who marks. Trying to get back quickly. Overlaps on this side.
Players,
O'Callaghan boys can raffle it out. Andrew takes it.
Zarb on the in the pocket.
Darren Zarb.
Darren Zarb could actually run into goal here, Gary. He's unfortunately put the ball down, and that's holding the ball.
Therry playing on advantage. It wasn't really an advantage. You'll probably bring that back. Carter was trying to go on, not really an advantage. And Carter taking the free kick. on the half-back flank. This is player across the centre and unmanned by Rupertswood. I think it's the ruckman Pinner has marked. Another player wide if he wants to go there. He's going there. Marked. Overlap on by Eggleston. Takes the ball. Runs into a tackle. It could be. Oh, he's gone on a high tackle. Ducked it. Bit lucky there.
You could see that coming, Gary. They were continuing to run wide. I think that was part of their game plan.
Eggleston kicking the ball in the centre. Mark taken by Murphy on the left foot. Kicking to half forward. Two Therry players there with Nathan Phillips. Coming to back up Matty West. Feeds the ball out. Nathan Phillips on the boundary line. Trying to run it out of bounds. Kept in play by Therry.
The movie star's been good this quarter, Gary. He's just had about 3 or 4 kicks, clearing kicks out of the back line.
You're referring to Nathan Phillips there, of course,
naturally,
Ron.
Gary.
And there's the sign for quarter time, Ron. And at quarter time, Rupertswood 5-4-34 leading Therry 1-1-7.
Certainly better players, Gary. His standout has been Matt West on the ball. He's actually been devastating running through the centre. Stuart Gallus has provided a terrific option at full forward for Therry, the big ruckman. I think Steve Carmody's broke even with him though, Gary.
Yeah, Steve Carmody has done a good job of it. Our centre square setup that Westy's got is working pretty well with Matty West in there with Swartzy and Brett in. It was very good early, and Matty O'Callaghan on the wing I thought was good. And yeah, at 5-4-34 to 1-1-7, that's a good start. Goal kickers in the first quarter for Rupertswood, 2 to Stewie Gallus, 1 each to Darren Zarb, Matty O.C. and Dave Fox. And the goal kicker for Therry is their ruckman, Big Pinner. So let's hope we can go on with it in the second quarter, Ronnie.
Yes, Gary, the scene has been set, and Rupertswood have really thrown the challenge down to Therry. And it'll be interesting to see whether the older heads can get the bodies into action, Gary.
Yeah, good following I see there from Ruperts. Quite a few of the supporters come up for the day, which is fantastic to see in our inaugural season. Beautiful day for it. And the boys seem up and about to me, Ron. So signs early are good. So let's just hope we can build on that foundation and go on and have a memorable day.
It'll be interesting, Gary, to see whether Rupertswood. I just felt that they just stopped running ever so slightly toward the end of that quarter, but I think that was more a concentration thing than anything else.
Yeah, I just hope if the weather stays fine, which it will. The sun's beaming down here at Elsternwick Park. It's a sensational day for football. Just hope the young legs of the Rupertswood boys can see them home today. They've certainly got experience on us there, that's for sure, and probably a little bit on us in skill. But the first quarter, the young legs in the warm conditions have certainly given us a good start, and let's just hope we can go on with it.
So Ian Guymer down there filling his face again, Gary, as per normal. Like we're hoping to get on board next year, and
yeah, great.
Vital role in the club.
Great to see Ian here. Yeah, and he'll be expecting a call from me pre-season, as he knows.
What are we eating, Ian?
To go in the second quarter, Ronnie, see any changes out there? I see Brett Moore's on the bench and Darren Zarb, so Westy's made a couple of changes. Alex Stock there on the bench as well.
Yeah, just looking at the centre lineup, Gary, Ruperts would have gone with what's been a successful lineup for them in the middle.
Yeah, Carmody and Pinner again in the ruck. Steve Carmody actually trying to kick that ball out of the centre was a novel idea. Anyway, it's a good contest in the centre. It'll be a free, he's picked out a free kick, a high tackle to Therry. Free kick going to Currett in the centre. Kicking the ball out on the members' wing. Out here by himself is Goodwin. Matty O.C., good contest. Going in over the top, Mark O'Reilly, is it there? No, it's not Mark O'Reilly. It was Brett Sinnott. Ball's kicked forward by Nathan Phillips. Ball's touched off the boot. Taken there by Eggleston. Touched again. Mark ball was touched. Handball forward. Mark O'Reilly mopping up. Kicking the ball high. Matty West making a contest. Mark taken there by Crotty.
He didn't have a lot of options there, Gary, and taking the mark just allowed the Rupertswood players to get back and man up a bit.
Yeah, he did the right thing, kicked the ball high, hoping Matty West could get the contest, but couldn't make it. Anyway, Crotty kicks into half forward. Push out, free kick going to Therry there on, taken by Vayner, who was a good player for him in the second semi-final. I haven't seen him much to date, but he could trouble the goal scorer from there. I think it's only kicking from about probably just inside 45.
Yeah, it's the second free kick now that has been given with a push out just in front of goal. I want to be careful of that.
Playing a kicking, drifting off to the right, not good off the boot, bit of a mongrel, and just sneaks in for a point. Therry getting the first score in the second quarter, taking them to 1-2-8. Rupertswood 5-4-34.
I can see James McGrath's come onto the ground as well. Gary is dropped back behind the wing.
Kick out by Mickey Mezzatesta. Therry player in the van here, drops a mark. Jones. Handball forward by Donahue. Good contest there by Paul Sinnott and Nathan Phillips, forcing a boundary throw in.
Yeah, the tank in Paul Sinnott's been very good, Gary. Very solid down there so far.
Solid. Brett Sinnott taking the ball, kicking. I think was it touched off the boot? No, I think it was touched. Brett says it was, but I thought it was too. Brett. Anyway, free kick going to Crotty for out on the full, kicking the ball in towards half forward. Comes to the front. Taken by Goodwin, chipping the ball forward and just missing, fortunately missing, or fortunately or unfortunately, depending on which side you're supporting. Point to Therry.
Well, I think Mick Mezzatesticle needs to work out these kick-outs a little better. He's that one's better, he's gone over the back.
I thought you said Mezzatesta. Anyway, good, better kick out by Mez. Andrew O'Sean hard at the front.
Well, we can call him the knacker.
Ball chip, whoa! Made a meal of it there. Who was that? Westy, was it, on the wing? Can't pick him up too far away over there.
Yeah, very lackadaisical effort, that one. I wouldn't have thought that Tony West would be very happy with that effort at all.
I don't think it was Westy, actually. I think
it might have been Smacker.
Player. Yeah, it was Smacker, I think. Yeah,
we're naming names, Smacker, and we've just named you.
I think he'd gone before he got it there, Ron. Carmody in over the top. Ball comes out. Therry paddling the ball forward. Swarter handballing the ball out. Paul Sinnott in there hard again. No, it's not Paul Sinnott. Paul Sinnott's close to the contest. Matty McKenzie, it was over the ball.
Yeah, the Nazi was just knocked as he went to handball there. Gary forcing the ball a little off direction.
Carmody, a good knock forward. Therry in the van though, fumbling. Ball comes out. Kick forward by James McGrath, getting his first touch in the grand final, coming towards half forward. Will Glenn attacking it with Foxy, trying to hold the ball up. Lock it in there, boys. Comes forward. James McGrath in again. Therry player over the ball. Good tackle from behind. Forces a turnover.
There's three
working
players.
Very hard. Worked very hard.
Therry were quite lucky to get out of that, actually, Gary, with the Rupertswood tackling there.
Yeah, Dave Fox in there with James McGrath. Good pressure on the body. See a ball up in the centre. Two ruckman coming the same side again. About a draw, we'll call it. Ball's punched forward. Kick forward by... No, it's not kick. Pulled off the ball. Steve Carmody gets a quick kick forward. Dave McDonald in the van in front. Can't mark. Thought he was a bit stiff not to get a tackle. Lucas Plummer in there. Does get a tackle for holding the man without the ball. Right in the centre square. Lucas looking to switch the ball. Kicking forward on the lead.
Yeah, see, Sun troubled Will Glenn there, Gary.
It did. And Will back in there again. Trying to hold the ball. That's where they need to hold it in there, not let the Therry players peel off and get that handball around the back. A good result there. Oh, he's picked a free kick out. Fair dinkum. I don't know where they get these blokes from on the contest like that. Anyway, free kick to Therry at half back.
A lot of free kicks coming out of those pack situations like that. Gary, I'm not sure whether the Rupertswood players are being undisciplined in the packs or Therry's or the umpires are just picking them for the sake of picking them.
Bit hard for us to see. Matty O.C. running the play down from behind, causing the turnover from Donahue. Mark O'Reilly. Matty McKenzie in from behind. Quick kick forward. Nathan Phillips in there. Therry hitting the ball a bit harder this quarter, Ron,
yes,
I think.
Yes, they are, Gary.
Good contest by both sides there. Mark O'Reilly and his opponent having a bit of a chat. Currett. The ball up half forward for Therry. Carmody in there, punching forward strongly. Matty West will run onto the ball. Kicks off the ground intelligently. Lucas Plummer in front. Can't quite mark over the ball. Hole in the man for mine. If ball comes out for Therry. Kick towards half forward. Mark O'Reilly can't mark over the back. Was Van Engelen for Therry. Good tackling by the Rupertswood boys.
I don't think the tackling's been rewarded for Rupertswood at this stage.
Good tackling in there by Matty McKenzie. Mark O'Reilly in there as well with Paul Sinnott. Ball up on the wing. Steve Carmody in again. Getting his hands to the ball quite a lot. Mark Swartz over it. Pulled off the ball and thought he was going to pay a free kick, but he's going to ball it up again.
Yeah, I think the Nazi was burned in that situation, Gary. Oh, Steve Carmody, that was a different one.
Ball comes over the back. Brett Sinnott over the ball, knocking
well
forward. Nathan Phillips knocking out again to Dave McDonald on the overlap. Feeds the ball backwards to Matty O'Seal. Need to get onto his boot quickly, which he does. And the ball goes out of bounds. A bit of to-do behind the play there between Ward and O'Callaghan. Zanetti coming in over the top. Paul Sinnott
I want to be very careful here, Gary.
Yeah.
It's one thing to show a bit of strength for your teammate, but to do it in a silly situation like that causes a goal.
Boundary throw in. Only one going for the ball there. Pinner knocks the ball backwards, taken by Vayner towards O'Reilly. Good contest by Mark O'Reilly, forcing a ball up in the forward pocket for Therry. Boundary throw in, half forward pocket.
Game's a bit of a star at the moment.
Swartz taking the ball, kicking the ball to the wing. Lucas Plummer 1-on-2 here. Try and force it out of bounds if he can, and he does. Good result. Good result there.
By Lucas. As number 36 was hanging there by himself for quite a while.
Yeah, Barron and
read that fairly well.
Barron and Costello there, the two players, but Lucas forcing it out of bounds. Boundary throw in comes to Nathan Phillips. Brett Sinnott in over the ball, mopped up by Matty McKenzie, and I think we've got a free kick here, Ron.
Yes, we have, Gary, and I would have thought that the advantage could have been played, and that's
Matty
perhaps
McKenzie
blew the whistle first.
Matty McKenzie streaming away. Free kick to skipper Brett Sinnott.
I don't want to be caught just kicking to the pack like that, Gary. I think that's the downfall. And Brett should have held and waited for someone to lead rather than just going to attack, because I'll get killed in that situation.
Mark Swartz courageously stepping in front there, knocking off that kick from Goodwin from Therry. Sees the lead wide from Carmody, having a rest off the ball, obviously. Attacks the ball well, and Mark strongly at half forward.
Now, Steve needs to direct this into centre half forward. It's a finger-breaking Mungrel country punt.
Died on its trajectory, Ron. Yes, Lucas Plummer, handball forward. Ball comes out to Matty West, takes him on again as he's done all day. Kicks the ball at the hot spot, front of the goal square. Stewie Gallus could almost have got a free kick for minor head-eye tackle. They've let it go again. That's holding the ball, holding the ball against Crotty.
Gallus doesn't look all that flash, Gary. I think he's
coming off the ground, I'd say.
Nasty hit.
Take him through interchange, Stewie's
taking himself straight off the ground. He's obviously
got a cut there, I'd say. Harley Cross coming on. Anyway, back to the play. You keep an eye on Stewie there. I'll have watched the kick from Mark O'Reilly.
Coming through the interchange now. There's a lot of blood there, Gary. So
Mark O'Reilly kicking for goal. Fortunately, hooking the ball through for a point. Rupertswood going to 5-5-35. Therry Penola 1-3-9. Stewie not looking too good there, Ron?
No, not Gary. Dr. Lynn Plummer will take to him and patch him up as quick as we could say. Jack Flash, I think.
I think I was right with the head-eye tackle, Ron.
Yes,
and the umpire only being 20 metres from it. That's a fairly ordinary decision for mine. Anyway, Therry kicking out from full-back. Good kick right into the centre square. And Matty O.C., good use of the body there over the back. No, it's Mark O'Reilly, sorry. Kicking forward, looking for James McGrath. I think it is at half forward. Oh, almost marks the ball. Steve Carmody.
I would say that Dr. McGrath's given away a free kick here, has he?
Free kick to Therry.
Yes, he's grabbed the Therry player. As the Therry player went away from him, Gary.
Free kick at half back to Therry on the far wing. I want to bring it over here where we can see it. Smacker, good contest from the back, goes to ground, ball comes forward. Taken, Matty West just overrunning the ball, or handballing backwards. Swarter, good turn of strength, kicks the ball to half forward. Will Glenn sitting under it, and Harley over the back, is it? Harley, no, it's Dave Fox. Dave Fox, a good mark over the back.
Down, Gary, just goes back, settles down. This is well within his reach, and I think
he's gone for the pass, Ron. He's gone for the pass. He's kicked it into the pocket, and Brett Sinnott, I think it is, making good position there at half forward. He also comes in short, looking for and finding Lucas Plummer, about 30, 35 out directly in front.
Well, your two worst kicks in the side have passed it off beautifully, Gary. I must admit to the guy that's potentially, skill-wise, is the best kick in the team. So, and it's about his distance. So Lucas shouldn't have any problem converting him.
Let's hope he kicks it straight over the goal umpire's head, Ronnie, because we need a bit of result for the work that we're getting into the forward line. Lucas kicking from half forward. He's hooked it, and it's just offline for a behind. Poor result, unfortunately. 5-6,
Just
36.
didn't kick through the ball at all, Gary. It was he tried to steer that through with a gentle little tap, and hopefully he'll learn for that for the next time.
Bit of an arm wrestle at the minute, Ronnie. Bit of an arm wrestle. No goals this quarter to date. Kick out. Good kick out again from full back. Rupertswood discipline, punching forward is Smacker. Streaming towards goal in the square. Lucas again has marked it, and I'd say he'd probably kick this one, Ronnie.
Gee, that was a terrific play by Smacker. We berated him earlier on for his poor effort, but at that time he was terrific. Didn't take the mark, brought the ball to ground, followed it on with a fantastic pass to Lucas. I'm sure Smacker wasn't going for goal.
I'm sure he wasn't. The young legs of McLaughlin on the wing, absolutely fantastic there. Now Lucas has kicked this one, and a good goal for Rupertswood. Good result for their forays into the forward in the last 5 minutes or so. Go to 6-6, 42. Therry 1-3-9, about 12 minutes into the second quarter.
Well, that's extended the quarter time lead, Gary, and I would think that if Rupertswood could go into this sort of lead at half time, they'd be extremely satisfied with the first half, even though we're only just over the 12-minute mark.
Yeah, we've just held them up, Ronnie. There was a bit of an arm wrestle there for us. That goal's an important goal because they were just starting to get back in the game, and that might have broken the deadlock there. Dave McDonald on the ball now. It's knocked over backwards. Good tackling again in the centre square. There's a lot of pressure on these Therry players from the Rupertswood boys in the centre. Smacker backing up again. Kicking half forward. Foxy under it. Showing good speed to the ball. Handballing off to Matty O.C. Goes inside, which is good discipline play. Kicking to the hot spot. Will Glenn at the back in good position and has outmarked two Therry players about 30 out, Ron.
Well, that was terrific play, Gary, by Matty O.C. and Foxy, deciding to intelligent football. They didn't panic in the situation. There were plenty Therry players, and for Matty O.C. to use the discipline of just going back to centre half forward to the hot spot is terrific. And let's hope Willett can finish it off, and I think he has, Gary.
And that is 3.5 metres between each post, Ronnie. Another goal to Rupertswood. 7-6.
Over the hill. He's standing on top of the hill at the moment, Gary, deciding he's not coming down.
Yeah, great play there. You're right there with Matty O.C. and Foxy. Matty O.C. doing the team discipline thing, cutting back inside, kicking the ball to the hot spot, and Will Glenn in a terrific effort outmarking two Therry opponents, kicking Rupertswood 7th, 7-6, 48 to 1-3-9, about 13.5 into the second quarter.
Therry will want to be careful here, Gary. I think this looks like it could be a blowout, the way the Rupertswood are just clearing the ball away from that centre, and their forwards are starting now to get on top. Therry will really want to be careful here. Good
work in the centre there by Andrew O'Callaghan, coming through and kicking on the right foot. Kicks the ball to half forward. Not much result there, but it's Rupertswood's forward line, which is where we want it, about 45, 50 metres out on the outer side. Ball up. Good work from the back there. I think it was by Harley. Got his hands to the ball there, forcing it forward in again. Harley cross, buttering up. Therry over the ball. Handball comes out. Taken by Crotty, I think it is, kicking forward in the van. Oh, Smacker again, I think it is. He's right in the game. Back to Matty McKenzie. Left foot kick in full. Pushing forward in front. Lucas, good. Leading his opponent to the ball.
He's having a bit of a purple patch, the young tool, Gary. He's been on the end of 3 of them in this quarter. Not that he's going to kick this goal, but certainly he's going to find something with it in Will Glenn.
Good chip forward there by Lucas, knowing he's too far out, probably 55. It's probably a knock on 2 bounces for him from there, and he's chipped it into Will Glenn. So probably test him though, Ron. He's probably kicking from right on 45. Yes,
he's got a head that looks like a robber's dog with a pair of legs to match there, Gary, and I'm not sure whether those legs were are old and young enough to get the ball through here, but let's hope we're wrong.
You said it, not me. Anyway, there's the kick. It's good off the boot for distance. Got the journey, but unfortunately only a behind.
I'm sure Will will be wanting to square up once he sees his tape, Gary, but I reckon I can outrun him.
Rupertswood getting a behind there from Will Glenn. 7-7, 49 to 1-3-9, and I hope you can. There's a kick out from Therry, full back, going a little bit shorter this time. And spots a player. Good kick actually, out just outside 45. Ball kick to the wing.
So Rupertswood still preparing to use the zone, Gary, and working on the theory of locking the ball in.
Free kick there against Marco Rowley in the back. I think is it Crotty out there on the wing, Ron?
Yes,
can't
it is,
see.
Gary.
Too far from me.
All these free kicks that Rupertswood are giving away, Gary, have been given away through sheer endeavour at the ball, and I don't think Tony would be all that upset with that, actually.
Good play by Smacker again. He's putting himself in the play. Good courageous mark there in front of that pack, kicking the ball wide. Harley Cross coming from behind. Unfortunately marked in front in the contest by Biddleston, chipping the ball in. It hasn't got the carry. Therry under pressure again. Handball comes out to Van Engelen, kicking the ball into full. Oh, here we are. We've got Zanetti. His first free run at the ball all day, I think, Ron.
Yes, he's certainly hasn't been in the action as much as he's been in past weeks. Again, they're a good side, Gary. They're going to score. We can't deny them that. And this guy is a very, very good kick for goal, and I would expect from this distance that he'd score a goal from here.
Yeah, pretty skillful players in Eddie. We've seen a bit of him this year, and he's probably back in there on the left. Yeah, good kick off the boot, straight through the centre for Therry's second, taking them to 2 goals, 3-15. Trailing Rupertswood 7-7-49, about 17 minutes into the second quarter.
The crucifixion, Harley Cross has been dragged, probably going to nail him to the bench.
Yes, okay, the ball's back to the centre. And Dave McDonald in there doing the ruck work against Pinner. Pinner knocking the ball down. Good McDonald in there again. Pinner in there again, kicking the ball off the ground, kicking the ball forward. Taken there by Vayner. Turned over. Matty McKenzie unfortunately kicking into Brett Sinnett's back. Good contest on the ball there by Mark Schwartz. Good strong work over the ball at the body and forcing a ball up back in the just Rupertswood side of the centre. Any news on Stewie Gallus, Ron? You see what's happening there?
No, I see him walking up the bench there. He's got about 55 metres of tape wrapped across his forehead. It suggests to me he's right, and I would think he'd be back on. Paul Sinnett's in the van here, Gary.
Ball come forward to Mez, chipping the ball out to Matty O.C. Stumbling into the mark, but he holds it up. Looking forward, he's only got Dave McDonald on the wing against 4 or 5 players. Matty West on in the centre if he can get it there.
Matty O.C. doing the right thing here, just holding it up, waiting for a player to lead to him. He's now got Dave McDonald. That's fought for football by Matty O'Callaghan to just hold the ball up in that situation.
Yeah, drawing a player there. Dave McDonald unfortunately stepping over the ball, over the boundary line. Boundary thrown. Ball's knocked out by Pinner. Ball comes forward. Mark O'Reilly mopping up. Handballing inside to Dave McDonald. Quick give back to Matty O.C. Back to Mark O'Reilly. Quickly on the boot. Foxy at the back. Good climb. Lucas tackling too high, I think, for mine. A free kick going there to Barron, who wants to let everyone know about it. You'd be better off going having your kick, son.
Oh, gee, Gary, I wouldn't be calling him son. He looks nearly old enough to be your dad.
Kicked on.
Good leap. This guy thought he was Jezelenko.
Vayner, a good lead from the back there. Couldn't hold the mark, unfortunately. And the umpire's pinged one here, and it's going Rupertswood's way. I don't know how they do that, Ron. 15 blokes lying on the ball and he's pinged someone on the body. I will take it. Brett Sinnett at half back, kicking the ball towards the wing, looking for Foxy, attacking the ball hard. Good give out to Matty West, taking him on. Oh, he's in trouble here, Matty West, and will go for holding the ball. Taking a couple of them on. Get free kick going to Crotty. Free kick going to Crotty on the wing.
He was lucky not to get 50 given against him there, Gary. He just knocked the ball out of the player's hand. His number 44 decided to tell him about it.
A few words there, Murphy.
As well.
Bit of colour in it.
Alan Fox telling the umpires all about the rules. Another big fly.
I thought if you interfered with a player in that situation, didn't mark the ball as a free kick run, but I must be a different game.
Gary,
Poor handball by Therry, overlap. Therry player coming in.
Well, that's a good tackle.
Lucas in again from behind. Handball coming out to Okada. Tackle on the body's good. They're under pressure, the Therry boys. Handball coming out to Carrot. A quick kick forward. 2 Rupertswood boys here. Matty McKenzie was one of them. Crotty in hard. Matty O.C. chipping the ball out towards the wing. Out of bounds. A good result, and he gets it.
That's a very good result, Gary. I just think Therry have lifted the tempo and they're working hard at the body, and the Rupertswood boys are standing up to the physicality of the game.
I think we've got another blood rule over the back there. Going off is Smacker. Being sent off on the blood rule.
I've got a feeling actually, Gary, that he scratched himself. He was looking a bit tired to me, and it's better to go off with the blood rule, I would have thought.
And conserve
Well,
a few
I did
minutes.
notice him scratching himself over there.
Double interchange here. Brett Mill coming on for Smacker, and coming on for Therry Bowden, replacing Currett.
Well, of course, Brett Moore will add a fair amount of pace out there, Gary.
He's been good and hard at it all year on the wing. Oh, almost a free kick there, Matty McKenzie knocking the ball out. Bit lucky there, probably paddled it out, but umpire calling for a ball up, sort of half forward wing for Therry. Carmo going early, knocking the ball down, taken by Van Engelen. Ball comes forward, kicked quickly by Zanetti over his shoulder on the left foot.
Young Brett Merle, he's brought the ball to ground in that situation. He was
Matty West, good work by Matty West. Good ball came forward to Mez, swatted to Phillips. Ball comes out in the tackle. Oh, it's a throw for mine. Anyway, cooked over by Crotty. Andrew O.C. at the back. Good mark by Zanetti. Just starting to come into the game, Ron. Danger play. There's a player on in the centre. There's a good contest.
Put everyone under pressure in that situation. That's a good mark.
Great mark by Mark O'Reilly at half back. Happens to be Zanetti's opponent, I think.
That's
and
half time, Gary.
And Rupertswood holding, just being able to hold them up there. And a half-time leading 7-7-49 to 2-3-15. Just have a look at the body language, Ron. How's it looking?
Well, the Therry players are all hands on hips, Gary. A couple of them are really gasping for air at this stage, and as opposed to the Rupertswood players who are just about still jumping out of their skins, and I would suggest that the fitness is really going to tell here in the second half. In the first half, they increased the margin out to 34 points, so it's an increase of, 7 odd points in that quarter, Gary?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, we're saying at quarter time the young legs, just looking at the two groups of players. Therry are trying to get themselves up, and Rupertswood, a lot of noise coming from there, but we want to take it back onto the ground. The first 10 minutes of the third quarter, Ron, will be crucial. If we can get a couple of goals in that third quarter, I think we'll see the Therry boys maybe fall off, and Rupertswood hopefully can go away. So get into half time there and build them up for a big second half.
Yes, and I can see Tony West will probably use the interchange bench a fair bit in this second half too, Gary, to keep those fresh young legs on the ground, and just go along with that game plan of trying to run Therry into the ground. So he's looking for a big second half, Gary.
Too right. Half-time scores 7-7-49 to 2-3-15. Goal kickers for Rupertswood, Stewie Gallis 2, 1 each to Matty O.C., Will Glenn, Darren Zarb, Lucas Plummer and Dave Fox. And for Therry, goals to Zanetti and Pinner. Okay, just about ready to go in the second half, Ronnie. I was organising a few baggage deliveries there, which a change for me. What was the pearls of wisdom there at half time?
Well, the first thing is that they brought Stuart Gallis back on at full forward. I don't think anyone could keep him off the ground at this stage, and Tony did mention there that he was a little bit dissatisfied with the last 7 minutes of that second quarter, how the players lost their intensity and just took their foot off the pedal, and he's asking for a huge 5 minutes at the beginning of this third quarter. He believes that Therry will come out and absolutely throw everything at Rupertswood, which I have no doubt they will. So it's up to the Rupertswood boys to stand up, Gary, and reply with the first goal, I would have thought.
Yeah, as you were saying there before half time, right, the next 10 minutes, first 10 minutes of the second half are really important, and if we can hold them up and get a couple of goals, let's hopefully we can do that, and they might drop away. Anyway, here we go. Rupertswood leading 7-7-49 to 2-3-15. And Steve Carmody on the same side of the centre. No, he's on his own side. What's a pleasant change. He gets a knockout. Ball comes forward, taken by Goodwin. Handball backwards. Ball goes out to Murphy. Therry into attack first in the third quarter. Kick towards half forward. Mark O'Reilly at the back. Almost marks. Therry quick kick forward. Not what we wanted to see, but fortunately for Rupo, ball going out of bounds. Ball kicked out of bounds there. And free kick to Rupertswood. In the back pocket being taken by Mick Mezzatesta, is it?
Yeah, that's a testicle. Long raking kick out of the back line, Gary.
Steve Carmody in front, ball comes over the back. Cleaned up by Barron, he falls over, and a good tackle, and it's a throw for mine. Good tackling there. Brett Sinnott following up, kicking the ball half forward. Foxy at the back, goes to ground. Dave McDonald in. Good support, head over the ball.
That was the other thing that Tony West brought up at half-time too, Gary, the absolute importance of keeping your feet. The players have got to realise that they're totally useless once they're on the ground.
Yeah, boundary throw in, centre wing on the outer side. Dave McDonald in front gets a knockdown. Foxy in there over the ball. Ball comes out. Unfortunately, Therry gets the ball, but I think Foxy's won himself a free kick. We're in the back.
In the back on the ground there, Gary. He got the handball away, but was pushed in the back in delivering that handball.
Yeah, see if we can make something of this. Forehand to the forward line. Foxy kicking the ball. Disciplined kick towards half forward. Carmo in good position. Ball goes over the back. Therry running onto it. Handball back. Ball going out towards the wing, and happy to run the ball over was Carter. So boundary throw in, half forward flank for Rupertswood on the outer side. Carmo in the ruck again. His hands to the ball first, comes over the back.
I just think those smaller forwards of Rupertswood, Gary, you know, they should really be having a picnic out there with Will Glenn and Stuart Gallops bringing the ball to the ground the way they are, and they just don't seem to capitalise enough for mine.
Yeah, handball out by O'Carney. Therry player going to ground. Stewie Gallops in hard. It's a bit like a mummy with all that tape on him. Chips the ball backwards. Ball comes back to Swarter. Chips the ball up and pushing back and marking for Therry is Carter. I've felt him a bit. He's had a bit of it on the left foot. Kicks the ball out into the back pocket. Short kick. Inside, Therry going inside, discipline. Carmo underneath the ball, and that was a mark for mine, but he's called play on. Ball comes back out to Smacker. Handball over to Matty West, looking for Carmo, setting him a bit of a task. Carmo tapping the ball forward like a rover. In between two, Therry played to Lucas.
Terrific work by Big Carmo.
Lucas just missing the target with Matty O.C. streaming.
Probably wasn't the right option for Matty West to go to Carmo, the biggest guy in the side, and obviously not overendowed with pace, but he really did well in that instant.
Did a good job there, Carmo, he did so, and got down well to the ball. Lucas's handball just missing Matty O.C. on the burst there, and it's out of bounds in the forward pocket, so it's down our end, which is a bonus. Let's see if we can get a goal out of this boundary throw in. Will Glenn doing a bit of work in the ruck, wins the ball, and he's got himself. Has he earned a free kick? Is it going the other way, Ron? I can't understand the
I think it's
signal here.
Glenn, I can't really work it out what for, Gary.
Tell you what, Ronnie, tell you what. You call me one of them. Anyway, it's a free kick to Will Glenn. I don't know what for, because he stuck his big backside into the Therry player, and he's got the free kick, so we'll take it. He's kicking from about 50. It's too far for him, doing the discipline thing, kicking it into centre forward. Foxy at the back. Stewie Gallops trying to run onto it also. Good contest by Brett Sinnott. Got the ball, goes inside Brett and steps over the boundary line. He'll probably go for holding the ball. Yeah, he had a prior opportunity there.
And Brett did have players on.
Good mark over the back by Andrew O.C. Handball's off to his brother Matthew, who takes him on and nearly... Oh, he hasn't quite got on, but Stewie Gallops in front. Can't make up the ground. Good use of the body by Stewie Gallops. Takes the Therry opponent out. Just didn't quite hit that on the sweet spot, Matty O.C., unfortunately.
There's been a couple of mongrel finger-breaking punch just in the last few minutes.
Were they dying on their trajectory?
Yes, Gary, yes.
There's a kick out by Therry in the back pocket, chipped around by Murphy. Goes back towards the wing. Ball picked up by Smacker, taking them on. Those young legs again to Lucas, also taking them on. Handballing out.
Yeah, Lucas didn't have an option to go to then. And
good overlap by Therry. Ball's chipped towards the wing. Andrew O.C. in hard.
Matt McKenzie just going to ground in that instant, Gary. It's reckons he was tripped, but umpire didn't see it that way.
Okay, boundary throw in on the wing. It's a bit of an arm wrestle again, Ronnie. Bit of an arm wrestle. It'll be good to see us get the first goal there if we can. Boundary throw in. Carmo is knocked out of the contest. Tackle from behind. Picked up by Brett Sinnott. Kicking the ball. Bit of a mongrel. Lucas has got to sit under it. Packed by Lucas. Good reading at front of the square. Ball comes from Dave McDonald there. Therry player running backwards.
Just running backwards there, Gary, and pressured.
Barron going backwards, and it's an ordinary kick. Nathan Phillips attacking the ball. Could almost have got a good feed out the back to Swarter. In and under. Quick kick forward. Lucas at the back, punching from Biddleston.
It's a couple of ordinary kicks there by the Nazi. In that instant, he nearly got Lucas chucked into a gas chamber the way he put it on top of his head.
Yeah, Lucas held it up there well. Carmo in at the bounce. Swarter in again. Good over the Dave McDonald. Quick give. Cut off by Therry. Carmo in there again. Therry working hard. Rupertswood in. Picked up by Brett Sinnott again, bursting through. A quick give. Kicking
it's over.
Oh, Stewie Gallus at the back. Didn't quite carry. Therry players taking him on. This is ambitious. And it goes out of bounds in the forward pocket.
Yes, a couple of heavyweights there, Gary, lumbering toward the boundary line.
Yeah, Fenn and Stewie Gallus chasing the ball there into the forward pocket. Boundary throw in, still in Rupertswood's forward line. So they're working hard. Will Glenn knocking the ball over the back, taken by Barron. Kicks the ball high. Steve Carmody roaming back with courage. Andrew O'Callaghan attacking the ball with Crotty. Good work by Crotty over the ball.
Good work by
Andrew O.C. Good pressure. Smacker's got to go. Good shepherd there. Good shepherd there by Mark O'Reilly. Need a lucky bounce. There's 2 or 3 Rupertswood players there versus Murphy for Therry. Just need to keep our feet and take him out of the contest if we can. Good work by Murphy from Therry to hold it up there. There's a free kick going to Therry.
Yeah, I thought the Rupertswood players were a little lackadaisical there, waiting for someone else to take the lead in that.
One needed to take Murphy out of the contest. We would have had 2 free there. Anyway, free kick to Therry at half back. Kick towards the wing. In front is Zanetti. Good contest on the body. Matty McKenzie mopping up, kicking the ball to half forward. Bit of indecision by the Therry boys. The ball comes through. Dave McDonald first to it.
Oh, he's just pushed off the ball very easily then, Gary.
Good work in there. Who was that going in underneath? Was that Lucas holding the ball up there, going in and giving Dave McDonald a hand? Good work there, holding it up at half forward. And we've had it down there, Ronnie. We just need to break the shackles here and get a goal. Will Glenn using his body there. Comes out. Good tackle again by Rupertswood's Brett Sinnott. Ball comes forward to Matty West, is it? Taking him on inside. Kicks the ball to half forward. Stewie Gallus in front. Therry bloke over the back. Ooh, almost had the carry. Forced through for a behind. First score for the third quarter. Rupertswood 7-8-50. Therry 2-3-15. It's taken 8 minutes to get that score, Ronnie.
Yes, and certainly this is playing into Rupertswood's hands, actually, Gary. Therry would have hoped to have at least a couple of goals and needed a couple of goals by this stage of the third quarter.
Sure. Yeah, I think so, Ronnie. Yeah, we're nearly getting on towards 8.5 minutes now, and a short kick out from full-back taken there by O'Halloran for Therry. Kicks and
good work by
Matty McKenzie over the ball. Rupertswood players in hard, battling hard there with Therry. Swarter in there over the ball. He's been good and hard at it this quarter. Dave McDonald in there.
It's just been the disposal of the boot that's been a bit of a problem.
Brett Sinnott forcing forward over to Will Glenn. Will Glenn a chance for a goal. He kicks. Oh, I don't know. At the back of the goal's not much action. 1 point, unfortunately. Another point to Rupertswood. Kicked by Will Glenn. Takes him to 7-9-51. Therry 2-3-15. Another short chip out from fullback marked by Eggleston for Therry. Bit of indecision. Goes wide to the far wing. Player on out there.
He's put it down.
Drops the ball and
they're going to get out of it.
Taken him on and got away with it. Kicked the ball towards half forward. Matty McKenzie underneath the ball. Good work. Great work.
Terrific work by Matt McKenzie in that situation, Gary. He was outnumbered 2-1 and they certainly had the height on their side, Therry, so he's done well.
They did so. Excellent effort there by Matty McKenzie, forcing a draw. Free kick going to, looks like he's pointing to Rupertswood again, going to Dave McDonald on the wing. Dave McDonald looking to switch the ball short into the centre. Not a real good kick. We'd want to sit up for us. Oh, Mark O'Reilly ran onto it beautifully through the centre. Kick towards Stewie Gallus, attacking the ball. That's precision football, Ronnie.
Yes, Gary, that's the sort of stuff in the third quarter of a grand final that I think that player's over the mark by a couple of metres. You want to be careful he doesn't move back, but Stewie needs to nail this to break this game right open.
Great work by Dave McDonald, taking a risk there, kicking the ball across the centre of the ground. Didn't quite hit the target, but sat it up there for Mark O'Reilly, who streamed through the centre, and a good 45-50 metre weighted kick. Stewie Gallus.
Skills of Bridie O'Reilly.
Stewie hasn't quite got it, unfortunately. And another point. We've let them off the hook here a bit, Ronnie. 7-10-52 to 2-3-15. Andrew Drago coming on the ground.
Yes, the Nazis coming off for a well-earned rest.
Yeah, he's been good and hard at the body swat. Here's a kick out. Oh, Nathan Phillips unfortunately running under the ball there. Leaves his Therry opponent free to run forward, taken by O'Halloran. Therry into the forward line now on this occasion. We don't want him to get a goal there, Ronnie. And a mark has been taken by Zanetti. And problems
all that hard
there.
work, Gary, and it's only resulted in a number of points kicked by Rupertswood, in fact 3. And they were genuine opportunities to goal. And this would be a disappointing result if Therry kick a goal out of this one.
And there's probably couldn't have it in a better player's hand than Zanetti with his silky skills on the left foot. He's going to back himself, and he's probably kicking from just outside 45, so he should distance shouldn't trouble him. He's lining up, starting from inside the square. He's hit it ordinary, it's going over the left and just gets in for a behind. Good result for Rupertswood there, bad result for Therry, taking them to 2-4-16. Rupertswood 7-10-52, 11 and a half into the third quarter. Quick kick out by Mezza, sees Mark O'Reilly, sits it on his head unfortunately. Good use of the body by O'Reilly and by Fox, clearing a path for Alex Stock. Handball out to Mark O'Reilly, runs the ball, taken by Eggleston, kicking the ball back. Contested as a free kick for mine. It's called a throw and a free kick going to Therry. That's an ordinary decision again for mine. Free kick going to Murphy, who kicks the ball, and he's reversed the decision, and fair enough for mine too. Murphy being a bit, not Murphy, but the other Therry player being a bit stupid there over the ball, and the free kick's been reversed and going to Nathan Phillips.
A big lug down there.
And he sent him off as well. So
that should do a little bit for the confidence of Rupertswood players. Blake being sent off.
And if he doesn't go through interchange, he won't be coming back on. Free kick going to Nathan Phillips. Coming onto the ground for Therry. No, they can't replace him, Ron, can they? They're one down. So a player going off there is S. Lees. Haven't seen much of him today and won't see much of him for the rest of the day. Anyway, free kicks being reversed here, and he's been reported. He's writing an essay there, the umpire, so I think he's reported him as well. And that'll have to be, will he give him 50, Ronnie? Will he give him 50?
Well, it's a report, Gary. That rule hasn't been changed as far as I understand, so it would be 25. I think it's 25 in the...
Nathan Phillips being brought up to centre wing, and Van Enslen.
Spare man's in the middle there. It's,
Van Enslen coming back on the mark. Anyway, Nathan Phillips handballing the ball over the top to Shane McLaughlin. Kick and a little bit undisciplined here, Therry. A little bit undisciplined there by Colf, taking Smacker out after he got rid of the ball there, and the ball going to half forward, and the free kick going to Lucas Plummer down the ground. He's just waiting for someone to run forward. He's chipping the ball in short towards Will Glenn and Alex Stock. Alex taking the ball and getting a free kick, and Therry just starting to lose it a bit.
Well, the thing is, Gary,
O'Kearney throwing his weight round there in the forward pocket.
The Rupertswood players also want to be, they just hold their heads, not remonstrate back with these players, and just hurt them on the scoreboard now. That's what they need to be doing.
Alex Stock, we just need to get a goal from Alex, if he can just steer this one through from the pocket.
Looks
and
like
they like it off the boot.
That's a good result.
And so does the goal umpire. And Rupertswood going to 8-10-58. Therry 2-4-16. Yeah, we just need to be a bit wary about these head-eye tackles and that now, Ron. They might be trying to slow us up a bit.
The other thing too today, Gary, number 11, Crotty, the captain coach of Therry, every time he's got the ball, he's been under immense pressure, and the last two times we've played him, he's been allowed to run free, but they've put enormous pressure on him today, and resulting in a lot of turnovers from that man.
Yeah, Therry working overtime on interchange now. Lyons coming on, probably the first time today, and Murphy going off. Ball up in the centre, and Carmo, and a free kick going to Rupertswood. Therry play. No, I think he's going the other way.
No, he's not.
I think he's going the other way. I think Andrew Drago was the one in. Free kick, yeah, he's going to Therry. I thought the umpire didn't know what he was doing, but Andrew Drago was definitely in front when they ran in. A free kick going to O'Halloran at the centre bounce. Need to watch that.
Yes, you don't like to see that as a coach, Gary. It's just it's one of those things. You don't need half a brain, and I'm naming you, Drags. I'm naming you.
O'Halloran kicking ball in towards half forward. Andrew O'Callaghan in front. Ball's punched forward. Paul sent it in over the ball. And we'll have a ball up half forward for Therry. Andrew Drago, he plays most of his footy in the back pocket, Ron. Might know about the centre square.
Well, he may not, Gary.
Ball up. Boundary throw in, at half back. Scrum is there. Therry coming out. Ball going back to... A bit hard for me to see. The ball's forced out of bounds. A couple of Rupertswood boys claiming out on the full or deliberate. But we'll have a ball in there with Smacker taking the ball out of bounds there. Throw in. Therry's O'Halloran getting his ball in the handed the ball first, ball coming into half forward. Dave McDonald attacking it hard. Tackled by Lucas, the ball's coming back. Therry chipping the ball out wide, good decision. Ball kicked in towards half forward. On the lead there is Currett, and the ball going out of bounds.
That pressure again, Gary, the Therry disposal, it just hasn't hit its targets today like in previous encounters.
Yeah, you'd think with the conditions, actually I think the conditions, if it's possible, they're probably improving, Ron. And they're perfect conditions for football, there's no doubt about that. Knocked down by Carmo, coming through hard over the ball. I think it's Brett Sinnott again, is it, Ron?
Yeah, he's Captain Courageous, Gary. He's been hard at it all day, and you know, you lose a game like today and he'll come off extremely sore, but I don't think he's going to be very sore tonight at all, actually. Maybe from throwing up. I believe Brett does have a can or two and then decides to share them with everyone a little later in the night.
Ball kicked forward by Therry and marked by Mark O'Reilly in the back pocket. Cop one for his trouble. Nathan Phillips giving an option for the switch, but Mark looking to do the disciplining, I think. Kicked the ball sort of a measured. Oh no, he's kicked it into the man on the mark, and ball out of bounds in the forward pocket.
A little bit of the sting seems to have gone out of this game, Gary. It's just over the 17-minute mark of the third quarter, and one could be forgiven to thinking that it was the end of the game.
Good work over the ball there by Paul Sinnott. Comes forward to back to Carmo. Quick kick forward there by Dave McDonald. Andrew Dago underneath the ball. Ball comes over the back to O'Carney, a handball forward. Heard a whistle there. Anyway, the ball's gone on. Comes Mark O'Reilly at the back. Zanetti in the front couldn't mark. Ball's taken by Nathan Phillips, kicking short to the wing. Marked by Andrew Dragos. A player over the top, Matty West, if he's quick. Anyway, kicks the ball to the longer option to Dave McDonald, competing against two. Dave gets it over the back. Taken by O'Carney.
Will be on here into the centre, I'd feel, Gary. That it wasn't a good option by Andrew Drago.
Alex Stock and Matty O'Sea are a chance here. Matty O'Sea will use his leg speed here. If he can get away, he can. Takes on the big fella Pinner, runs around a couple, peels off to Paul Sinnott, unfortunately goes to ground, and it's a turnover, and this could let Therry in. Ball kicked into the forward line, Matty McKenzie there, run onto by Bowden. Good interception there. Nathan Phillips back to Mark O'Reilly, taking him on the left foot. Handball over the top. Nathan Phillips messing around with it a bit. Matty McKenzie in hard. Nathan Phillips backing up. Ball comes forward again to Matty McKenzie, and we'll have a ball up. Pretty ordinary passage of footy there. All hard at it, I suppose, in a grand final, but a bit scrappy.
Yes, I just didn't think the Rupertswood players worked hard enough down here. I thought that Alex actually could have, the stock take, could have put in a little harder for to open a path for Matt McKenzie. Another player I've named, Gary, the stock take.
Ball in. Carmo knocking the ball over the back. Mark O'Reilly again feeding the ball forward to Matty West. Quick hands off to Matty McKenzie. Kicking forward. Andrew Drago needs a good bounce and has got one. Attacking the ball, Dave McDonald. Peel off back to Smacker. Players running for him. A pretty ordinary kick off the boot. And Andrew Drago putting it down, unfortunately. Smacker in again with a good tackle. Good tackle on the ball. Therry boys trying to force it forward. Lucas
Plummer, well done.
Good left-hand hand pass out to Andrew O'Sea. Sees Will Glenn and has spotted the target. Good work by Lucas out to Andrew O'Callaghan, and a smart kick by Andrew O'Sea sets up Will Glenn from about 35.
Geez, the body language of these Therry players isn't good, Gary. They're looking extremely tired, and that's what we thought. And I can just see a couple of goals coming in quick succession here, actually.
This one, the first, we hope. Anyway, Will Glenn from about 35. He's kicked it a little left. There's not much animation behind the goals, and we're letting them off here, Ronnie. 8-11, 59 to 2-4, 16. We could have buried them, I think. About 20 minutes into the third quarter. Waiting for the kick in. Not much on offer for Therry. Zanetti coming to the members side here. And that's
going long again, Gary, and we've got players over the back. The only one that's in position is Mark Riley.
Got it out too easy for mine.
Good tackle by Big Carmo.
Carmo in there again, handballing out to Matty O'Sea. Taking him on with his leg speed again, and got the footy and a quick kick forward. Or Lucas, you're in trouble against two, but he's done a good job. He's forced it forward. Stewie Gallis is there. Lucas in to help again.
And Stewart, I think, might have got a free kick, actually, Gary.
Against him, I think, mate, by the look of it.
He's played dropping the ball.
Throwing the ball out. And Stewie reckons it's his. A bit of indecision, but it's definitely going to the Therry full back.
We've got a player down in the middle with cramp. Is that Big Steve Carmody? Is it?
Ronnie, we don't need it. Is it cramp? It is cramp.
It is cramp, and suggest they get him off the ground immediately.
Harley warming up here. It's a short chip forward marked in there by Therry. Goes to play on Lucas. Good pressure on the ball at half forward. Holds it up. If we hold it up, it's a good result. Almost there. He's gone. The Therry Blake's gone. Made a meal of it. Free kick to Lucas.
Well, I think Lucas should go back. Just settle down here, Gary, and I think that's well within his
He's handballed it off to Mark O'Reilly.
Yeah, I don't think Lucas needs to do that at this stage.
Yeah, Lucas probably thinks it's probably just outside his distance and thinking Mark O'Reilly
I think if he kicks through the ball, he's quite capable.
Need someone just to run into that spot in front. Just need someone to run in that spot in front, although Therry have blocked the hole up there. Alex has given him the lead across half forward, but I think Lucas is he's going to have a shot. No, he's handballed it off to Mark O'Reilly, the better distance kick, and Mark lines it up and has drilled it. A set play. Thanks, Ronnie.
Well, I think that's about the ball game, Gary. The Rupertswood players are sensing victory, even though there's another quarter to go. When the centre half back comes down and puts the nail in the coffin, you really know you're on a roll.
That's smart play by Lucas, Ron, too. I mean, he just recognised he's just a bit too far out, done the team thing. Offloaded there to Mark O'Reilly.
He did it the first time the umpire brought it back, and they did exactly the same thing again.
He did, and Mark O'Reilly hasn't let him down and has kicked a goal from centre half back, taking him to 9-11 to 2-4. And right on three-quarter time, that's giving us a bit of momentum into the three-quarter time break, Ron. And at three-quarter time, 9-11-65 to Therry Penola, 2-4-16. And let's just hope the young legs can bring us home, Ronnie.
Well, I would think at this stage, Gary, the Rupertswood players will look up at that scoreboard, and all of a sudden the freshness will come back in, and I think now they have the opportunity to go out and just enjoy the game and enjoy a well-deserved victory. And you can just sense that that's... I'm watching Lucas Plummer run off now with a bit of a smile on his dial. I think the tool's gone into probably to flash the tool.
I'll leave that alone. Yeah, so don't get too far out of ourselves. Funny things happen.
The coach's wife Kathy just going for another coffee.
Yeah. There we go for the speech, man. Okay, just while we're waiting for the ground to clear on, I see you out there at three-quarter time speech, and Westy had what to say?
Well, he was just wanted the players to be mindful, Gary, that the next 5 minutes it's going to be full on. It's the only opportunity that Therry will have to try and conjure up something to get themselves back in the game. And after that, I suggest he still wants our boys to play the game out and keep to the team rules. And commended the players, especially Lucas and Mark O'Reilly, on that bit of smart play at the end there for that last goal.
Fantastic. Anyway, here we go, last quarter. Let's hope we can bring it home. Carmo and Pinner in the ruck again. Ball comes back to Brett Sinnott, just like he started the game, driving the ball forward. Over the back is Will Glenn, kicking the ball off the ground. Stewie Gallus just fumbling, unfortunately. Kicked forward by Eggleston and out of bounds on the full. And a free kick going to Will Glenn. Scores the start of the last quarter, Rupertswood 9-11-65, leading Therry Penola 2-4-16. And Will Glenn getting the free kick deep in the forward pocket. Probably do the discipline thing, Ron, and kick it to the hot spot.
I think he'll go for goal, Gary. I think this is Will Glenn's last grand final, and I think he'll go for goal.
And by the body language, I'd say I think you're right. Anyway, he's kicked it to the hot spot, probably not intentionally. Punched over the back. Brett Sinnott running on Lucas in there again. Quick handball out to... Who was that kicking the ball
that
forward?
Foxy on the left foot, I think, Gary. And,
Foxy or James McGraw, I think it was. Anyway, it's been marked in there by Therry. Kick out to the wing. Matty O.C. at the back, waiting for the ball over the back. Ball's cleaned up, taken by Vayner, kicking the ball in the half forward. Attacking the ball was Goodwin for Therry. Ball on the overlap. Therry, Matty McKenzie standing his ground there. Oh, it's kicked off the ground again by Goodwin, going towards goal. I think he's kicked it.
I think he has, Gary.
He has kicked it. Kicking Therry's first goal for the second half, taking to 3-4-22. Rupertswood 9-11-65. Bit of luck there, but these things happen in grand finals.
Yeah, so it's, at this stage, though, Gary, I would think it's a bit much too little, too late sort of thing. And okay, it's 2 minutes gone into the last quarter, but still a power of power behind at this stage.
Yeah, it's going against the flow of play a bit, that one. Anyway, ball back in the centre. They brought Pinner in for one last go against Carmo, coming from the same side. Carmo working his way to the front. Pinner forcing him under the ball. Ball coming back, handballed out by O'Halloran. Good tackling in there. Smacker in there again. Good work on the body. Lucas in again. Chipping the ball out. Comes out to Brett Sinnott. Kicking the ball in towards full foot. Stewie Gallus on the lead. Has got it, Ronnie. And he's a big chance from there.
Gee, Brett Sinnott's been good today, Gary. He's bustled and bulked his way through packs time after time, and his delivery on that in that particular thing was like a training drill.
Yeah, and I think Harrah's done a bit of work there, kicking it to the fat side of the ground, and Stewie Gallus running into the space.
Well, when you're talking about the fat side of the ground, and Stewie, he certainly is the fat side.
Has worked to a T anyway. Stewie Gallus has just missed to the near side, unfortunately, kicking it behind. 9-12-66 to Rupertswood, 3-4-22 to Therry. Just ticking over almost 3 minutes in the last quarter. And another goal will break him, I think, Ron. Just waiting for
I think so, Gary. Therry have got to kick 8 goals to get in front, and that'll be a free kick. Stewie's just fallen over his opponent.
Yeah, this bloke O'Carney likes to go on with it a bit. Needs a haircut for mine. Anyway, the ball's kicked into half forward. Andrew O'Callaghan just underneath. The good work by Nathan Phillips comes forward to Andrew O.C. Foxy at the back. Jumps high. Matty West in the right spot. Carmo back out to Matty West. Blind handball over Lucas's head. Therry kick forward. Matty O.C. in the van on the wing and marks. And that's got to be 25 for mine. The bloke's taking away. Matty O.C.'s just run away from him.
Good
Shepherded
work by
by
Dr.
James.
McGrath to come in and put a shepherd on to allow Matty O.C. to come through.
Handball forward to Foxy was by Will Glenn. Ball comes back, was smothered, comes back to Brett Sinnott, who snaps. Oh, and it's hit the woodwork, Ronnie. It's hit the woodwork. A bit stiff there from the pocket, Brett Sinnott. Would have been a fantastic top off to a big game. Point to Ruperts for taking them to 9-13-67 to 3-4-22. Therry chipping the ball out. Mark taken by Pinner. Offloads, it comes back to Pinner. Run down by James McGrath again. Kicks to Dave McDonald on the wing, and Macca holds him up. Carmo's on in the centre. The overlap is with Paul Sinnott. Not a real good handball. Mark O'Reilly back to Dave McDonald, and the umpire has called a free kick, and it's going to Dave McDonald on the wing.
Yeah, lucky to get away with that, Gary.
Was a player down there. Mark O'Reilly down in a bit of pain.
A 25-metre penalty to go with it as well.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Must have been mouthing off to the umpire, I'd say. Didn't see him go over the mark. Anyway, we'll take it. 25-metre penalty to Dave McDonald, who will land this in the hot spot from there.
Yes, that's all he needs to do, Gary. He's just put in a hot spot. We need someone front and centre.
Anyway, he's laid it up there into that space. Stewie Gallus attacking the ball hard. Therry player Pinner courageously standing under it. Brett sent it in hard again, holding the ball up. And again, Brett over the ball. Therry working hard. Ball comes out. Will Glenn also working hard. Lucas in there as well. Bit of a scrappy passage. Knocked out. O'Carney over the ball. Takes the ball. Handball's out.
Of course, all this is suiting Rupertswood, Gary. It's really just sort of nearly running the clock down.
Ball kicked across the centre of the ground. Matty West laid in on Crotty, and breaks the tackle beautifully. Bit of an up and under kick, setting Nathan Phillips a bit of a task. Swarter underneath. Quick kick forward by Mark Swartz. Carmo under the ball. Good contest, and takes a strong mark there against Pinner. Carmo sees Andrew O'Callaghan on in the centre, and Mark O'Reilly picks out Mark O'Reilly, who takes him on. Running towards goal, and it's a great finish by Mark O'Reilly, kicking his second from centre half back.
Well, he's kicked the last 2 goals for Rupertswood, Gary, from centre half back, and if the game wasn't already over, it certainly is now, and I think the Rupertswood boys can now just settle back, play the game out, and really enjoy this victory.
Yeah, great overlap play there again, squaring the ball, doing the discipline thing, getting it into the corridor, and Mark O'Reilly with those silky skills, finishing off with his second goal, taking Rupertswood to 10-13-73. Therry Penola 3-4-22. Ball back in the centre. Carmody and Pinner at it again from the same side. Steve's done a good job today. He's getting his hands to the ball first. Ball comes to Brett's in it again, back to Matty West. I've said that a bit. Matty West kicking the ball to half forward. Dave McDonald late on the contest. Held up there at centre half back by Therry. Ball's kicked out over Matty O'C's head. Looking for Lees. Matty O.C. Great recovery. Good work, good contest there by Matty O.C. He's been good today on the wing. Ron's played on this wing all day and has been a good player.
And he's been, look, I said at the start of the game, his final series has been outstanding, and for me, he's the player of the series for Rupertswood.
Ball kicked into half forward. Mark O'Reilly attacking the ball like a good player, kicking the ball to half forward over Lucas's head, stands his ground well. Coming in is O'Halloran for Therry, back to O'Carney, handball out to Vayner, back to O'Carney, called it a throw, and Brett Sinnott will take the free kick. And he'd want to give it up, but there'll be another 25 happening shortly. Brett Sinnott with the ball, doing the discipline thing, chipping over to Matt West in the centre. Ball holds up a little bit. Matt takes him on as he's done all day. Back to Brett, trying to step through the tackle. Back to Carmody. Carmody a quick kick forward to Lucas, just over his head. Taken by his Therry opponent, chips to the wing, taken by Currett, goes inside, kicking the ball backwards. O'Carney running onto it again, kicking the ball out to the open side, setting Paul Sinnott to task there with Barron. Chip coming across over to Colf. Colf marks for Therry, running down the far wing, ball's over the back and a good mark by Goodwin, who kicked their first goal, kicked their last goal off the ground, goes back quickly. Kicking in is the Therry player on in the square.
I think that's a free kick to Nathan Phillips in that
definitely gone too early there, Vayner, and the free kick to Nathan Phillips.
We've got Matty O.C. on the wing here. He's chipped it over. He's gone a little bit long, but it's got him there. It's found his target.
Matty O.C. courageously standing his ground there with Pinner, the ruckman from Therry, bearing down.
The movie star's been good today in the back pocket too, Gary.
He has. The chip into the centre of the ground taken by Swartz. Swartz takes the mark. Wasting a bit of time, about nearly 9 minutes gone in the last quarter. Swartz looking for options, chips the ball out to the wing to Will Glenn, who's also been good. James McGrath's on if he's quick, he spots him, chipping the ball forward to James McGrath, who can take him on from there. James McGrath kicking the ball in towards full forward, Stewie Gallis at the back, and the mummy has taken another big grab, Ronnie.
Well, he looks like a mummy, all right, Gary. In fact, he looks like a pregnant mummy.
And let's just hope that he can put another nail in the Therry coffin at almost the 10-minute mark of the last quarter. And odds on the goal are, Ron?
Oh, Gary, I would think that I'd put your house on it at this stage, and in fact I just have put your house on it.
And he's passed the ball, would you believe, to Will Glenn in the goal square, who's marked the football. Disciplined play there by Stewie Gallis, just chipping the ball over there, and if he wasn't having a shot, I'll go he, and it was a behind, unfortunately.
Well, you've just lost the house, Gary.
A point to Rupertswood, taking him to 10-14, 74 to 3-4, 22. Just waiting for Therry to kick in. Bit of the sting gone out of the game now, almost halfway through the last quarter. Therry throwing, going straight down the centre. Andrew O.C. taking the ball. Steve Carmody at the back, knocking the ball out towards Matty O.C. Carmody in again. Comes out to Andrew O.C. Mark O'Reilly gets the ball back after a ricochet handball. Chipping the ball in short towards Dave McDonald. Goes to ground. Feeds the ball back out to Matty West. Banana kick from about 41 point, unfortunately. 10-15, 75 to 3-4, 22. And we're just going through the motions, the Therry boys at the minute, Ron, I think.
Oh yes, I think that they're just desperately waiting for the siren, Gary, to play the game out. The Rupertswood guys, well, they probably don't want the game to end at this stage.
Yeah, about 10 more minutes in the season to go. Therry kicking the ball out to the far flank. Good kick. Ball of 55 goes over the back. Therry in the van there. Smacker, good work over the body again. He's been good, Ron. Working hard. Picks up the ball, kicks it forward. Matty West running onto it again. Handballing over the top to Will Glenn. Handballing underground to Stewie Gallis like a rover. Good work by O'Carney, feeding the ball out. Taken by Eggleston for Therry. Bit of a mongrel kick out to the flank and out of bounds.
Yes, even that chain of handball by the Rupertswood players, I think a few blokes are a bit tired there, and you can see they're all looking towards the sky thinking where's the can of VB, because it's starting to taste pretty good now.
Sean Weston preparing to come on here, Ronnie.
It's his first run for the movie.
Left foot kick forward by Shane McLaughlin, one-handed mark by Therry, and he has kicked the ball out of bounds on the full, and it'll be turned back here by Dave McDonald, looking for Mark O'Reilly in the centre of the ground. And Mark O'Reilly, I think he's got on top as an Eddie. Those two goals have certainly swung the swung the duel in his favour. Marco Roller kicking towards centre forward, standing over the ball and marking
Just
his
watching
pinner.
the Grim Reaper running out there in Ted McPhee, trying to deliver a bad news message to players, and they're all running away. Knowing that Sean, the Western on the movie, about to come on.
Yeah, I don't think too many want to come. Yeah, James McGrath coming off to give Sean a run. And the ball's out of bounds. Half forward flank for Therry. Nearly 12 and a half into the last quarter. Dave McDonald over the back. Ball comes to Swarter. Quick feed out to Brett Sinnott. Brett Sinnott cutting through the centre of the ground looking for Steve Carmody. Carmo doesn't let him down. Marks. Chips the ball across. Marked by... No, yes, it is marked by Will Glenn. Good reach there. Sean Weston will get a touch here, I think. Ronnie's just come onto the ground. He could stream in. Stream in. Oh, no, he's taken the mark. He's held it up. He's looking into the centre, doing the disciplined thing. Stewie Gallus on the lead. Big leap. Oh, Foxy, is it over the back?
Oh, that's Jezelenko. He said to me before the game he was going to do a Jezza, and oh, you beauty.
And don't do anything silly here, boys. Foxy, just go back and have the kick. And hopefully he can kick Rupertswood's 11th goal, which will be icing on the cake at this stage of the game. Ronnie coming up to approaching 14 minutes in the last quarter.
There's Foxy just adjusting himself. There's a couple of players yet to have a run for Rupertswood. I see them both warming up. It's good coaching by Tony West to bring Chris Nemeth and stick Clark on.
Yeah, they're warming up there on the bench. Anyway, back to Foxy, who's lining up from probably only about 20 out. And he has kicked a goal, and the boys are pretty excited about it. Good goal there to Dave Fox, taking Rupertswood to 11-15-81. Will be a comprehensive victory here now on Therry Penola 3-4-22.
Yes, I think at the start of the game, Gary, none of us would have expected a win of this magnitude, and to come out here after having been beaten by Therry 2 weeks running, it really is a commendable effort and says a lot about the character of these guys.
Yeah, the boys have come back well. Therry were pretty confident, reckon they had our measure, but it's been a good effort today. Yeah, ball up in the centre. Ball comes forward, a quick handball out to Matty West, who's been good today. Kicks the ball over Foxy's head. Stewie Gallus attacking the ball. Led to the ball there by his Therry opponent. And that's a fairly ordinary kick for mine, Ronnie. That's out on the full, and the free kick going to Matty O'Callaghan. Matty O.C. taking the free kick on the wing.
Yeah, this is a guy that is entitled to be very tired, Gary. And Lucas, the tool plumber, he's been terrific today.
Oh, he's made a meal of that. What's going on? I don't know what's going on here. There's a free kick down the ground or something going on. I don't really know what the umpire's doing. I don't think the players know what the umpire's doing. Anyway, the ball comes back to Lucas.
Well, that should be 25 or holding the ball, in my opinion, Gary.
Yeah, that's called sitting on the fence, Ron. Anyway, there's a kick into the forward pocket. Carmo on the lead from Lucas. Doesn't quite hold the mark. In hard over the ball, Swarter, and we'll have a ball up. Have a ball up there in the on the half-forward flank for Lucas Rupertswood. 3 players warming up on the bench now. Ronnie, who's lost a raffle? Who's coming off?
Well, Will Glenn's come off. Darren Zarb looked like he's going to come on. I didn't see who came off to allow Matthew Clark on. 35 there, I think it is, for Therry, throwing his arms around there, O'Halloran, and he's done a big backhander, and I think the umpire's spotted, and there'll be a free kick here to Matty O.C. He's got to be a little bit careful now the last few minutes of the grand final. A few blokes trying to take a few out. Anyway, Matty O.C. What's the betting, Ron? The banana from the boundary line? Oh, yeah, Matty will probably do a bit of showing off here. He's not prone to showing off, but because for those that know him very well, he's a very quiet lad and doesn't have an opinion on anything.
And are we right? No, he's gone the traditional drop punt kick and just missed to the near side, unfortunately. But he's on the scorecard. Rupertswood 11-16-82. Therry Penola 3-4-22. And there's Paul Sinnott walking around at a well-deserved rest. Ball's chipped out, marked by O'Donoghue of Therry, goes to play on and makes a meal of it. Ball comes out. Umpire a little bit premature there. The ball's out, but he's called it for a ball up, just inside the 50 or the 45 it is for Rupertswood.
Yeah, the Grim Reaper and Ted McPhee running out again to give someone the bad news that you're not going to be on the ground when the game's finished.
Anyway, Therry running down the wing, having a bounce there as O'Halloran running through the centre. Matty O.C. still with good legs, chasing hard. Ball going to forward line over the back. Chris Nemeth running onto the ball. getting into the game. Handball back to Matty McKenzie, takes him on, beats the tackle, kicking the ball in the centre of the ground. Pretty ordinary kick. Brett Sinnott attacking the ball hard as he's done all day and forces the turnover, has a bounce, chips the ball to half forward looking for Foxy, sitting under it. Good hands by Foxy, takes the mark. Stewie Gallis is on if he can get it to him, or it's a bit of an up and under kick, setting him a task.
Well, I think Stewie Gallis was making his way to the bench actually, Gary. Could be wrong, but...
Lucas has intercepted the handball and has kicked a sealer for mine, Ronnie. 12-16-88 to 3-4-22.
Yes, it's an absolute rout now, Gary, and a well-deserved victory as Stewie Gallis, as I was right, makes his way to the bench, and he's had a big hand in this grand final.
He has too, and Darren Zarb coming on for a taste of it again in the last quarter. Great work on the half-back line there. I see Lucas yelling out to Mickey Mezzatesta, was the shepherd who set that up to get the ball forward to Foxy.
The testicle's been a quiet achiever today, Gary. He's just hung in there and hung all day, the testicle.
I thought you said Mezzatesta anyway. There's the ball up in the centre of the ground. Carmo over the top again.
The crowd acknowledges the mummy as he comes off.
Kicked out by Matty West across the wing. Matty O.C. over the back. Good contest. Comes forward to Therry. Quick chip into the forward line. Smacker at the back. In front, Nathan Phillips. Ball coming down towards Chris Nemeth. Andrew O.C. in hard. Handball out by Therry. Ball taken by Goodwin. Got a bit of it in the last quarter. Chips in. They'll get him a game next week. Matty's kicked it to the coach.
Well, I actually thought that was touched off the boot. And you're right. He will get a game next week, Gary.
Crotty's he's chipping the ball in. Nathan Phillips in hard, but must have blown time on. The ball will have to come back.
Well, the movie star would be pretty happy with that, Gary. He's in camera again.
Anyway, Crotty's got the ball. He's tried to lay it off front, so you might reckon it's going to test his...
looks a very tired and dejected coach at this stage, Gary.
Big fella 74 there, Lee's just pushing into the forward line. Was an option there for a minute, but he's been ignored, and Crotty's going to have a shot. At the 19-minute mark, ticks over. It's a kick by Crotty. It's good off the boot.
Yeah, I'd say he's missed to the left.
Just to the left, and a point to Therry, taking him to 3-5-23. Trailing Rupertswood 12-16-88. Just over 19 minutes into the grand final in the last quarter.
Well, as Banner said, as the boys ran out in the ground earlier on, Gary, Rupo creating history, and they certainly have created their own history, these bunch of guys, and augurs all well for the future.
Yeah, that's to a good kick out there by Mezza. Terrific mark by Matty West at half-back, fed off the handball. The ball goes in the centre, taken by Biddleston. Forces it forward and has got a free kick.
It looked like a throw to me, Gary. Scooped off the ground.
He's kicking to the coach as well, mate.
Yes.
And Crotty behind Matty McKenzie. Steve Carmody like a rover again. Knocks the ball forward. Lucas over the ball. Handball backwards by Bowden. Ball coming back towards Bowden. A bit of confusion there. Nathan Phillips in hard. Takes Bowden out. In hard again, Matty McKenzie. Ball comes through to Nathan Phillips. And a bit early with the call again. The ball's well out. Good work by the Rupertswood players. They're not taking any of the intimidation from the Therry boys.
I think we're only a minute or so now, Gary, from well-deserved celebration.
Ball down again to Brett Sinnott. He's been terrific. Chips the ball forward over Lucas's head. Coming down towards Zarby. Zarby in hard, giving a free kick away, unfortunately. Free kick going there to Bowden from Therry, who's battled hard today. Chipping the ball out to the wing, looking for Carter.
My back's gone, Gary, and standing up here all day, I feel like a play.
It's not Carter, it's Pinner. Anyway, Pinner marks the ball, kicks towards half forward. Dave McDonald working hard at the back. Ball comes down to Crotty. Handballing inside to Vayner. Kicking the ball out in front.
The testicles gone to ground in that contest, Gary, but did hold them up.
Chris Nemeth mopping up well. Chipping the ball out to the wing to Sean Weston. Sean taking the mark, taking them on. Young, fresh legs, kicking towards half forward, and has found, give me a name, Mark O'Reilly in the forward line now. Ball comes over the back to Foxy, who's running as a player on over the top if he wants him, and he didn't.
Oh, that's selfish play by the hound.
And has kicked it behind.
We've named you, Foxy.
Taking Rupertswood to 12-18-90, and Therry 3-5-23. Might be a bit ahead of myself. 12-17-89 it is, Ronnie, actually. Anyway, Therry have kicked the ball back in. It's been marked 21.5 minutes gone. Can't be much time to go, Ronnie.
I would have thought the coach should be making his way down to the boundary line any minute now, I would have thought.
Ball kicking to centre, marked by Vayner. Hasn't had anywhere near the effect on the game he did in the second semi. Chipping the ball out. Nathan Phillips chipping in and holding them up, playing on. Bit ambitious in towards Swarter. Nathan takes his own handball, runs forward again. Ball's taken by Brett Sinnott. Kicking the ball towards half forward, looking for Foxy. Ball's over the back. Coming in hard, Darren Zarb. Diving in over the ball. Rupertswood players holding it up at centre half forward. And as I say, can't be long, Ronnie. Almost 23 minutes gone.
A lot of tired players out there, Gary, and everyone just waiting for this siren to go and to allow these celebrations to commence.
Ball knocked out, taken by Mark O'Reilly. Steps back out of a tackle, chips the ball forward. Running on the ball is Clarkey! And he has taken a mark and got himself into the game.
Well, he's certainly going to get his name in the record book here, Gary. He's being a goal kicker in a grand final.
Well, he's got to kick it yet, Ronnie, but you'd think he'd have to fall over to miss it from there.
Well, I've got the rest of your house on it, Gary. The last one was the toilet that you lost.
Anyway, let's hope he can kick it. Be a good finish for the game. Played you at fullback. And he's kicked it like a fullback for mine, Ronnie. Right on the side. It's only a point, but doesn't really matter. Final score, Rupertswood 12-18-90. Defeating Therry Penola 3-5-23, and all the boys charging onto the ground to start the celebrations, Ronnie.
Yes, it's been a terrific win today, Gary, and well deserved. Rupertswood only lost 2 games during the home and away season. Went down to Therry Penola in the preliminary final and came back strong against old whatever they were, the AIDS team last week. And,
old Ivanhoe.
That's them.
Yeah, fantastic. It's great to see the boys enjoying it out there in the centre and all the officials coming out there. I can see Graham Williams and Rob Morris and Bernie Flynn, fantastic. Been great behind the scenes. Luke Redden going out there to congratulate the boys as well. Dave Moore's right involved in it out there. It's been a just reward for a fantastic effort by all these guys behind the scene. And fantastic effort by Westy and the boys today, and a thumping win actually. Thumping win, 12-18-90 to 3-5-23. Really turned the tables on them.
I guess we can make our way down to the ground ourselves at this stage, Gary, to record the cup presentation and the lap of honour and so forth.
Yeah, we'll have to be back shortly with the presentation of the Premiership Cup to Westy and Brett Sinnott, thoroughly deserved. Yeah, it's great to see the boys just grouping there in the centre for a first rendition of the club song, which I think we'll probably sing quite a few more times today before the day's out, Ronnie.
Oh, I think it'll get a real ear bashing, Gary, and geez, a song that was penned by yourself, and to get those Collingwood mongrel bloody theme songs out of the club once and for all.
And just about ready to go with number 1 rendition now. Fantastic there. I don't know if we could hear that coming from an effects mic over here, but certainly sung with plenty of gusto. And the VAFA officials are now preparing to present the cup, and a thoroughly deserved premiership win.
And I'm sure that those of us who've been here have appreciated the standard of football played both by the Therry Penola Club and by the Rupertswood Club, whose endeavours today have been rewarded with premiership honours. It is of nature of grand finals that they are divisive. For one team, irrespective of their endeavours, there's a reward of victory and a great feeling. For the other team, irrespective of their endeavours, there's that feeling of emptiness that they've striven so hard and yet have suffered the pains of defeat. So could I, Tony, for you and for your fellows, for what you've contributed during the year, I know it's a slow start for you to come home to right through the season, and unfortunately you couldn't replicate your second semi-final victory today, but thank you for your efforts today and throughout the season. Could I now call on umpire Paul Naylor to accept the medals on behalf of the umpires? Paul 2 years ago, and 10 years prior to that, had played for the Old Paradians Club, commenced umpiring last year, and in his second season has been rewarded with a grand final. So well done, Paul, for your efforts. There's just might be someone in the crowd listening to me who thinks I'd like to be an umpire. There are rewards, and certainly the services would be welcome in 2001. To accept the Adrian Fisher Cup and for the medallions for the winning team, can I call upon Tony West and Brett Sinnott from the group? Well done, Brett. That's good stuff. Now, if I give you, or you give you that, and you get Tony up, I'll give you the medallion. Come on, Tony, and then we can, well done, and I'll give you the well done, and then the premiership medallion. So we'll call on Tony to respond on behalf of the Rupertswood Club, who culminated their initial season in the competition with premiership honours. So over to you, Tony.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Therry for the terrific final series against us. They had to draw us in the second semi, a week where else we learned a lot from that. And I'll vote of mine across last night. And I'd just like to congratulate all our boys. It was fantastic right throughout the year and the final series. And this is a history for our club. Been an additional year, so we'll enjoy that tonight. Thank you very much. Grand final concluded, ladies and gentlemen. Now let the grand final begin in Division 1.
Okay, guys, better get a team photo for the magazine, alright?
Nah, boys, go boys.
That's all he will, get it in the back.
Let's go! Come on! Come on, boys! Do the lap, boys! Let's go, don't lose it. Lap or what? Let's go, boys.
Which way are we going, boys? It's just like a big train.
Really? Big Penola on the way, buddy. Oh, no, don't squeeze, that's good. What
I reckon we can sing it again.